A full capacity of rally cars await us here in Mallow as we head into the penultimate round, round 6 of the Valvoline Motorsport Ireland National Forestry Rally Championship. Welcome to day 2 of the Jim Walsh Cork Forest Rally.
Go.
Cork Motor Club are extremely grateful to Brookfield Renewables and DSB for allowing them to use these incredible stages on their windmill farms. Stages around the famous Ballihora mountain range with a stage mileage of 85 kilometres, meaning that, without a doubt, it is one of the best forestry events that Ireland has to offer.
A new day means a new opportunity to score valuable championship points for the competitors. And round 5 winner Barry McKenna, who just edged out Sam Moffat on day 1, was looking for a repeat result on round 6.
It was definitely good to build the confidence. Looking forward now to getting at today's rally and see how it goes.
Sam, another real battle for you in Mallow between yourself and Barry.
Yeah, it's a good weekend, great weather, and yeah, looking forward to the race now. There's a few of us here now for championship points, so we'll see how it goes.
Finishing 4th overall at round 5, Cahan McCourt could be the big winner at the end of day 2, where a similar result would be enough to secure the overall forestry title.
Looking forward. The stages look perfect, and me and Barry starting to gel in the car better, so hopefully after today we shouldn't be far away from the championship win.
On to the stages now, and first up was 2 runs over the Cool Free and Mountain Barracks tests, 2 technically demanding stages for the drivers. The battle for the overall lead was intense across the opening stages as Sam Moffat and Barry McKenna traded times in their respective Ford Fiesta R5s. McKenna was quickest on both runs over Cool Free, while Moffat was best on the Mountain Barracks stage. The 2017 champion edged into a slender lead at the halfway point. James Wilson's fine drive in the Hyundai i20 continued on day 2 of the Cork Forest Rally as he maintained 3rd place, albeit over 20 seconds off the front 2. There were no heroics from Cahan McCourt, who was very much in championship mode. He and navigator Barry McNulty were content to hold 4th place, a result that would net them the championship title at the end of the day.
Bus stop, right into chicane. You have 200 to the bus stop, right into chicane. 100. Turn the hairpin right around the bales.
3rd overall after the first stage, Donna Kelly spun on stage 2 and dropped to 5th place in the Skoda Fabia R5.
Turn 5 right over loose, opens. Repeat, turn 5 right over loose, opens to very long, flat 2 right over crest, keep it in, and 2 left, 40, fast 3 left, keep in, 170.
Conor McCourt was going well in the Ford Fiesta, holding 6th place and really enjoying the stages with navigator Brian Hoy.
Flat 5 left, 100, fast 4 right, it's fast, keep carrying, it's fast here, fast 4, 130 down the middle, to late, a fast 3 left in, late fast 3 left, get in on it, 60, it's late, 60 now, flat, 5 right, you have 100, the chicane right entry, you have it, keep it in her, yes, chicane right entry, 3 bales, and 6 right, go, there's only 2, go, 6 right now.
7th overall at round 5, Brendan Comiskey was maintaining his position at round 6 as he continued to get used to his Fiesta WRC. blown turbo pipe on day 1 of the Cork Forest Rally left Vivian Hamill way down the leaderboard. But day 2 was a clean slate for the Tyrone driver, and he was holding 8th overall in the Fiesta R5. 8th overall on day 1, a few mishaps on the opening stages of day 2 left Marty McKenna holding 9th place at the halfway point.
350 now over crest, up the middle, to a 2 left plus long. You're looking at 2 left plus long. Then you have 40 to long 4 right plus. Now 4 right plus. 4 right. 300, 4 right. 4 right. 300.
Martin Kearns finished outside the top 10 on round 5, but he was finding the stages on day 2 much more to his liking as he climbed to 10th place in his Fiesta WRC. Michael Carbon lost the championship lead after a problematic drive on day 1 of the rally. Day 2 wasn't offering much luck either as he lost 5th gear in his Mitsubishi Evo 8 and slipped outside the top 10. Also down a place in overall terms, Niall McCullough still led Group N in his Evo 9. No problems for Patricia Denning and Joe Downey, who were really enjoying the stages at the Cork Forest Rally.
Well, you must really enjoy, Patricia, because this is your 3rd year rallying in the forestry.
Yeah, this is my 3rd year. I did the year before last a little Peugeot 106 in a 1600 just to get the 4 finishes to get into this. This is my 2nd year in this. I'm now getting the hang of the 4-wheel drive. Yeah, it's great fun.
Having finished 3rd in the 2-wheel drive battle on day 1, Gary Kiernan and Darren O'Brien were setting the pace on day 2, and their lead was over 6 seconds after 4 stages in their 2-litre Escort.
That second stage suits us because it's very slippy. We have a bit less power, so it'll work on our advantage, hopefully. So that's the plan, flat out, and see what happens.
2-wheel drive winners on round 5, David Condell and Paul Kelly, pipped David Crossan and Aileen Kelly by just half a second at the end of day 1. But the latter crew never made it to day 2 as gearbox trouble forced them to withdraw. Condell now had another battle on his hands to regain the lead from Gary Kiernan.
Oh, right. 2 right now, 100 right entry, 3 bad chicane, and 1 right. 100. 2. Long 2 right continues over crest.
Class 2 and front-wheel drive winners from round 5, William Creighton and Liam Regan, weren't having it all their own way at round 6 as they traded times with Derek Mackerel and Murren Hayes in their R2 machines. It was advantage Mackerel so far as he was 8.1 seconds ahead of Creighton after 4 stages.
Long crest. Long crest. 150 downhill and 40. 4 left over rough, 40, and very long 5 right, continues into 5 right.
In Class 16, Brian Brady and Gary McNamee were leading in their Honda Civic and would secure the Motorsport Ireland Junior Rally Series if they could hold this position till the end of the day. Second in Class 16, Shane Keneally and Ger Connors led the Valvoline Junior Championship but had no answer to the pace of Brady in the Cork Forests. So, back at the top of the overall leaderboard, it was Sam Moffat who held a slim lead in what was an enthralling battle with Barry McKenna, with James Wilson, Can McCourt and Donna Kelly making up the top 5 at day 2 of the CFF Group Jim Walsh Cork Forest Rally.
The very best of competitors are here today, and they are continuing to show us how testing, demanding and dusty these stages are. Join us back here after the break.
Welcome back to Mallow, the venue for the CFF Group Jim Walsh Cork Forest Rally. And with the second day of this 2-day event counting as round 6 of the Valvoline Forestry Championship, there was lots at stake as the crews faced into 2 new stages for the afternoon. Rally leaders Sam Moffat and James O'Reilly were quickest on the first run of the Glenanor test to increase their lead to 11 seconds. Barry McKenna and Andy Hayes hit back on the Stream Hill stage, but were only half a second quicker than Moffat, whom they trailed by 10.5 seconds going into the final two stages. James Wilson's impressive drive in the Motorsport Ireland Hyundai i20 R5 continued, setting second fastest time on both stages to maintain third overall with navigator Arthur Kearns.
We found a nice rhythm. The car's still working very well, so we're going to just hold it where we are and let Sam and McKenna do what they have to do at the front. We'll just see where we end up.
Holding fourth place were Cathal McCourt and Barry McNulty, who were quickest on the Stream Hill test. No sign of any nerves creeping in, as they just needed to maintain this position for two more stages to claim the forestry title. Not registered for the championship, would we see more of Donna Kelly in the Skoda Fabia? The delight on his face at the end of the Stream Hill test would suggest so.
100, 3 left up, push.
Donna, did those fast-flowing stages suit you and the Skoda?
I don't know, I enjoyed that anyway. My God, that's loose. Loose and dusty, but brilliant fun.
As the crews tackled the final runs of the Glenanor and Stream Hill tests, let's wrap up the various classes now, and the final round for the Junior 1000 series saw Casey J. Coleman take third place on the day to secure third in the championship. Despite a non-finish in Cork, Rhys Pollock clinches second in the J1000 series. Second in class at round 6 was more than enough to secure the J1000 title for Kyle McBride, navigated by a very proud Dad Kieran.
We're just lucky to be here today, otherwise we would be very big off on stage 9. You know, shock us up, but we're glad to be here, just glad to get finished this 2-day rally. Tough day, you know.
He's a fantastic young lad and he keeps his feet in the ground, and he's a better driver than me, after I met it.
Unregistered Welsh crew Ewan Lloyd and Di Roberts enjoyed their weekend at the Cork Forest Rally, taking the J1000 class win on day 2 of the event. In the Junior Class 16 category, there was disappointment for Shane Keneally and Ger Connors, who went off the road on the Glenanor test. Gareth Deasley and Tony McGovern took second in class in their Honda Civic. Kieran Lynch and Adam Power had to settle for the runner-up spot in their Honda Civic. But taking the Class 16 win and the Motorsport Ireland Junior Rally Series title was Brian Brady, who had a fantastic season with Gary McNamee calling the notes in the Civic.
Stay left into turn hairpin right round the bale. 40 out of this. 44 left, half long push. 60, turn 6 left, in over the finish. Come back, Brian, that's it, you did it.
Yes,
well
buddy.
done.
Woohoo!
That's it, lads.
Savage. Delighted. We took the Motorsport Ireland Junior Rally Series today now, so I suppose never been on gravel before, and to take 4 scores from gravel, it's savage. And well done at Cork on really good stages, and all the marshals and timekeepers, like, it's thankless work, but fair play to everybody.
In Class 16A, Derek Mackerel was looking for a second win in a row, but a puncture and suspension issues in the Opel Adamor 2 saw him slip to third place with navigator Murren Hayes. Having crashed their Fiesta R2 out at round 5 on day 1 of the rally, day 2 went much better for Michael Hamilton and Keith McCarthy as they took second in class at round 6. After a difficult day 1, Kyle White and Sean Topping were delighted to take the Class 16A win on day 2. The result makes for an exciting showdown with Derek Mackerel for the class title at the final round in Enniskillen.
We're here and we've won it. I'm very, very chuffed, and such a well-run rally. Very, very, very pleased with how the days went, and fair play to everybody on the organising side of it too.
To the main field classes now, where Class 1 champions-elect David McCauley and Andrew Moore made it 2 wins out of 2 in Cork. Having already secured the Class 2 title, William Creighton and Liam Regan took their 6th straight win after a great season in the Peugeot 208 R2, which had an interesting modification for the Glennon R test. Class 9 champions Lee Bracken and Francis Kelly took their 5th class win of the year in their Honda Civic. In Class 10, Pierce Doheny and Ailish Dunn needed a win to keep their title hopes alive, but they could only manage 3rd in class in their Opel Corsa. Gary Kelleher and Owen McCarthy took their 2nd runner-up spot in a row in the older model Opel Corsa. Mike Garrahy and Iarla McCarthy took their 4th win of the year to secure the Class 10 title in the Ford Escort Mark II. In Class 11F, Rory Maguire and Grace O'Brien were on course for their 2nd class win in a row when mechanical trouble on the Mountain Barracks stage dropped them into Rally 2, and they finished 5th in the Vauxhall Corsa. With the top 2 crews in Class 11F not registered for points, 3rd in class was enough to secure the 11F title for Paul McMahon and Padraig Deasy in the Honda Civic. Runners-up on the day were Anthony Culnan and Robert O'Brien in another Civic. Quickest Class 11F car on the day was the Opel Corsa of Conor Kelly and Kevin Casey. After some mechanical trouble on round 5, James Dunphy and Kieran Carroll made up for it in round 6, taking the Class 11R title with a class win in the crowd-pleasing Toyota Corolla. Brian Little and Kevin Duggan slid their Ford Escort G3 into a ditch, but eventually got going again. 3rd in class was enough to keep at the top of the Class 12 leaderboard with 1 round to go. 8 points off Brian Little, Sean Benskin and Eugene Cronin took 2nd in class but scored maximum points as class winners on the day, Aaron and Evan McAvoy, aren't registered for the championship in their Escort G3. To the top 3 in the 2-wheel drive battle now, and taking 3rd place were Mickey Conlon and Martin Byrne, who finished 15th overall in the 2.5 litre Escort. Heading into the final 2 stages, Gary Kiernan and Darren O'Brien had led the 2-wheel drive section in their Class 13 2-litre Mark II. But they had to settle for 2nd place and 13th overall, just 3.7 seconds behind class winners David Condell and Paul Kelly, who finished 12th overall in their Class 14 2.5 litre machine.
Another great day, super stages, brilliant event, all of the above, you know what I mean, and just a top job. Paul done a super job on the notes as usual, and can't ask for anything more, like, just epic.
To the 4-wheel drive classes now, and it was 2 wins in a row for John Walsh and Seamus Sheedy in the Class 15 Escort Cosworth. Porrick Sheridan and Sean Brunton took 3rd in Class 20 and finished 18th overall in the Fiesta R5 Plus. After a disappointing round 5, Ger Lucy and Padraig O'Donovan had a better round 6 to take 2nd in class and 17th overall on their local rally. Michael Carbon and Conor Mohan's overall title challenge petered out with a 9th overall position in Cork, but they took their 2nd Class 20 win in a row in the Mitsubishi Evo 9. In Class 4, Ian Dixon and John McCafferty recovered from the earlier off to take 3rd in the Group N showroom category. Peter McCullough and Brian Quinlan had been pushing for the top spot in Class 4, but never made it back out of service for the afternoon stages. Stephen Dixon and Tommy Hayes took 2nd in class and 14th overall in their Mitsubishi Evo 9. 11th overall in their similar machine, Niall McCullough and Ryan McCluskey took their 4th class win of the year, setting up a final round showdown with Dixon and Hayes in Enniskillen.
1 right through post, 80 slow one, to the 3 right, don't cut and sudden 6 left. 3 right here, sudden 6 left, don't cut it. And it tightens, 5 right, 40, turn hairpin left, acute left here now, this is an acute left. And to 5 right long.
In Class 7, the WRC class, Martin Kearns and Paddy McCrudden had been pushing for the top spot and in 9th overall, but put their Fiesta out on stage 13. After surviving a few scares in their similar machine, Marty McKenna and Martin Brady admitted to backing off on the final stages to record 2nd in Class 7 and 10th overall. Brendan Comiskey and Liam Moynihan took the Class 7 win and 7th overall after a solid performance over the weekend in Cork. In Class 5, Vivian Hamill and Mac Kearns took 4th place and finished 8th overall in the Fiesta R5. Conor McCourt and Brian Hoy really enjoyed the weekend in their Fiesta to finish 3rd in Class 5 and 6th overall. Donna Kelly and Conor Foley made a great gravel debut in the Skoda Fabia R5 to take 2nd in class and 5th overall in Mallow. Cahan McCourt and Barry McNulty set another fastest time on Stream Hill en route to 4th overall and 1st in Class 5, a result that secures the Valvoline Motorsport Ireland Forest Rally Championship for the pair.
5 left 40, square right round the wheel. 5 left 40, square right round the wheel. Into long 4 right. Keep us at Nips past the junction. 170 down the hill. Turn square right. Repeat, turn square right round the wheels. 40. Long 4 left. Keep us at Nips. Well done, lad. No bother.
Woo! This is the 3rd year that we've been here in the championship, and to get the win overall has been a great achievement, and something that me and Barry's been after this last 2 years. So no, it's been a great rally today as well, and the whole year. And I have to thank Ida and Ray and all the Irish Forestry gang. They're super helpful, and the championship always runs smoothly. So great to get it in the bag.
To the overall podium finishers now, and it was a great weekend for James Wilson and Arthur Kearns, who took 3rd place on their debut drive in the woods with the Motorsport Ireland Hyundai i20 R5. Having taken top spot at round 5 on day 1 of the rally, Barry McKenna and Andy Hayes couldn't hold off the challenge from Sam Moffat and James O'Reilly on day 2, and had to settle for the runner-up spot in the Fiesta R5. So after a great battle with McKenna and Hayes, Moffat and O'Reilly were worthy winners of the CFF Group Jim Walsh Cork Forest Rally, taking victory by a margin of just over 20 seconds in the end.
Great day, and you know, credit to the Motor Club and everyone on a very good event, so just couldn't be happier.
And there's confirmation of the results, which sees Cahan McCourt and Barry McNulty crowned Forestry champions for 2019. And after a very enjoyable weekend's rallying, we congratulate clerk of the course Paul Casey and his team at Cork Motor Club on a well-run event.
We're really delighted with how it ran off. We've massive thanks to everyone who supported us, our main sponsor CFF, our associate sponsor JM Breen, and everyone around Mallow who supported us in terms of logistical support and sponsorship, and of course Quilta, all the wind farm people. A massive turnout of marshals, and I thank them all from the bottom of my heart. They're the people who ran the rally. Thank you so much.
Sam Moffat takes the well-deserved win here at the Valvoline Motorsport Ireland National Forestry Rally Championship. Join us for the next round when we head up north to Lakelands. From all of us here in Mallow, see you soon.
Go.